All right, let's talk about Bitcoin. We're going to go on a journey to really understand this thing by looking at where it came from, its crazy volatile present, and the massive questions that are going to define its future. So let's start with the one question that kicked this whole thing off. What if? What if you could send money directly to anyone, anywhere on the planet, without needing a bank's permission, without a government looking over your shoulder? That single, powerful idea? Well, that's the whole reason Bitcoin even exists. Okay, so let's rewind. We're going all the way back to the very beginning, to the kind of mysterious birth of Bitcoin. It all starts with a name, Satoshi Nakamoto. Now here's the catch, we have absolutely no idea who that is. Seriously, it could be one person, it could be a whole group of people. Some folks think the anonymity was to dodge government pressure, others say it was so the technology could just stand on its own 2 feet. To this day, the person who created a multi-billion-dollar technology is a complete and total ghost. So back in 2008, Nakamoto published this blueprint, what everyone calls the white paper. And this sentence right here captured the entire revolutionary idea. Just cut out the middleman. No more banks, just a pure, direct, person-to-person way to send money. So let's see how this idea actually became a reality. After that blueprint came out in 2008, the network officially went live in 2009 with something called the Genesis block. Think of it as page 1 in Bitcoin's giant public ledger. But, it was still just a cool experiment. Until 2010, that's when Bitcoin was used to buy, well, pizzas. And this is where it all gets real. A programmer, a guy named Laszlo Hanyecz, he goes on a forum and makes a super simple offer. Hey, I'll give 10,000 Bitcoins to anyone who will get 2 large pizzas delivered to my house. Someone took him up on it, and with that simple delivery, boom, the first ever real-world Bitcoin transaction was in the history books. So what happened to those 10,000 Bitcoins? Well, at their absolute peak, they were worth over $450 million. It literally makes this the single most expensive pizza order in all of human history. Just wow.
That pizza purchase, that was just the spark. So next, let's look at how Bitcoin went from this tiny experiment for tech nerds to a financial asset that, the whole world recognizes.
The next decade was, well, it was a whirlwind. What started out as this niche hobby for cryptographers just exploded into the mainstream. It was a chaotic, totally unpredictable, and incredibly fast journey. This timeline really shows the wild ride. I mean, hitting $1 back in 2011, that was a huge deal. Then you get the first big bubble in 2013. But that 2017 bull run, that's when the entire world really started paying attention. And it all culminated in that crazy all-time high in 2021. And the scale of this growth is just staggering to look at. See that 2013 peak? Felt massive at the time, right? Well, it's just a tiny blip compared to 2017. And then 2017 gets totally dwarfed by the 2021 peak. Each one of these waves just brought a flood of new people and global media attention. So this brings us to a really fundamental question. After all that explosive growth, after all the headlines, what is Bitcoin today? Its very identity is now at the center of this huge debate. This is the core conflict right here. Is Bitcoin digital gold, a rare thing you buy and hold for the long term, like an investment? Or is it digital cash, the original vision, the thing you use to buy a coffee every day? This whole debate really heated up because as the price exploded, the fees to send it got kinda high for small purchases, which pushed a lot of people to see it more as a long-term savings asset. And this identity crisis brings us right to our final section, the future. Right now, Bitcoin is at a massive crossroads, and it's facing some of the biggest challenges in its entire history. And the hurdles, they are significant. It gets intense criticism for how much energy it uses. It can be kind of slow and expensive for everyday stuff. Governments are always threatening new regulations. And on top of all that, there are literally thousands of newer, faster cryptos trying to take its crown. The first big question is about the environment. The mining process that keeps a network secure is this intense computer race that uses a staggering amount of electricity. So can it switch over to green energy? Or is its carbon footprint going to hold it back forever? And then there's the question of power. What are governments going to do? Will they see Bitcoin as a cool new innovation and create clear rules for it? Or will they see it as a threat to their own currencies and their own financial control and try to fight it? So after this whole journey, from a mysterious idea on a piece of paper to a global phenomenon, we're really just left with one final question.
Is Bitcoin actually the future of finance? Or will it be remembered as a brilliant, fascinating, and super volatile digital experiment that just paved the way for whatever comes next? For now, only time is going to tell.